So hello everyone, today in this video we're going to see a full tutorial of HTML. So in this tutorial we will see how to create a web page from scratch, and this tutorial is going to be mostly focused for beginners, and also if you are a intermediate or a professional developer, then you can also watch this video to refresh your knowledge of HTML. First of all, let us start with creating a empty file here. So I'm here in Visual Studio Code. So if you don't know, then this is a very popular text editor, or you can say integrated development environment IDE, that is mostly used by developers, and this is a very feature rich text editor, so it is more preferable to do code. So I will also suggest you to install the Visual Studio Code in your respective operating systems. So starting off, so here I have a folder opened called HTML tutorial, and then I have a untitled file that is not saved yet. So first of all, what we will do is we will select a language as told here in the file itself. So to select that, we have to go to the bottom here, and then where it says plain text, we have to click this and then search for HTML, then press enter. So now the HTML syntax and all the features of HTML provided in Visual Studio Code will start working. So first of all, we will start up with the structure of HTML document. So for that, we have to type in exclamation mark, that is shift and 1 on your keyboard, and then we have to hit enter. So as soon as we hit enter, then the Visual Studio Code generates us a boilerplate so we can work on it. So as you can see, here is a doc type HTML, which is specify what is the type of the document, and then a HTML tag, and then a head tag, and then a body tag. So let me explain you line by line. So this HTML, this is the basic syntax or the structure of a HTML document you will see everywhere. So here the one of the main element is this head element. So inside of head we specify meta tags. So these are basically meta tags. So this defines what is the character set of our document. So it's standard UTF-8, and then here is a viewport and content width. So basically you don't have to go in depth with what these elements do and where they here, just you got it generated automatically, so you can start working on this. So next is this title. So this is a very important thing. So let me show you something a little quick. So if I open a browser, and then here when I open any of the websites, so for say you can say I open this website Compute Nepal, so you can see here there is a title here. So this Compute Nepal unlimited resources, so this is a title. So where is it coming from? So it is coming from this tag right here. So whatever we write inside here, it shows up like this title here. So what you can do is we can simply rename this title as HTML full course 0. So where is this 0 to hero. So basically this is a basic the structure of head element, and inside here we have a body element. So this is where we have to write all code and all syntaxes of HTML so that we can see that in a browser. So what we can do is, so first of all we have a boilerplate, so we need to save this file. So to save this, I can do Ctrl S on my keyboard. So let me do a little thing just right. So I'll do toggle is cast mode. So now you can see what are the keys I'm typing on my keyboard. So first of all we have to do control and then control S to save the file. So I will save this file as first.html. so I have saved this file, and then what we can do is open up our file explorer, and then we can open this first.html file in browser. So here you can see the title is appearing just right here, and this is the full path of the document. So you see the point here, the title is just changed. So if I just rename this title, so it will reflect the change here. So let me do changed and then save this file and then refresh it here. So you can see changed HTML full course. So let me undo that, and then so we have to do coding inside this body element. So first thing what we are going to see is some heading tags. So how can we declare a heading tag in HTML? So for that we have to write h1, and Visual Studio Code does absolutely fantastic job in generating this code and then making our programming experience so better, you know. So this h1 is a heading tag that is the largest. So if I write here hello world, then and then save and then refresh it here, you can see the heading is shown in the document. So basically this one is a heading tag that is h1. So let me do this. Hi there, I am the h1. So if I refresh this, then you can see here, hi there, I am the h1. And then we have another heading that is h2, and then here, hi there, I am the h2, and then save it. And you can see here this one was bigger because it was h1, and this is smaller because it is h2. So these are the headings. So likewise we can do you know, many tags. So and then we have h3 and then h4 and then h5, and it goes like this. You can see this is so h3, h4 and then h5, you see. So hi there, I'm h1, hi there, I'm h2, hi there, I'm h3, hi there, I'm h4, and hi there, I'm h5. So these were the heading tags. So I think you know how to declare a heading tag. So this heading are used basically to give some titles, or you know, all things like that. So let me show you here. So you see, so if I open up one article, you see this one is a heading, this one is a heading, and this one is also a heading. So we use headings like this in our web page. So this is the way how you declare headings in HTML. So the next thing we are going to do, so I'll show you a little quick trick. So if you are on Visual Studio Code, you can just write here any descriptive text that you want to add in your code base but don't want to display in the web page that is rendered in browser. Then you can use comments, and to do comments there is a easy way in VS Code. So let me type here, these are the heading tags, and then if I do control and then there's control and then slash, then it will do comment out the whole phrase for us. So this is the advantage of VS Code that we get. So after that, what we can do is we can learn about the another basic tags. So these are other basic tags, and then comment these out. So we have some other tags as well. So we have one paragraph tag. So this is a paragraph tag. So let me generate a dummy text here. So this is how we declare a paragraph in Visual Studio Code. Let me zoom in just right there. So we write these brackets and then P and then close it right here, and then we can write any paragraph in between them. So let me save this and then open up my browser, and then you can see here it is a paragraph here. So moving on, so we have another tag that is div. So div is also like a paragraph, but mainly we use divs in many of the real life projects. So we can even generate some other dummy text here as well. So you can see here there is no difference between the paragraph and div tag in default, so you can use any of them. And other tags, let me remember some. So we have section tag. So section is nothing but its name is section, so it says area in our web page. So its meaning is just like the meaning in the English word. So let me generate this. So you can see here paragraph had some spacing here, but you see div and section does not have spacing between them by default. So they are just, they seem like stuck inside here. You can see they seem to be stuck, but they are not. So this is because the paragraph have spacing around it, but the div and section does not have spacing around it. So these are some basic tags. So till now we learned about heading tags, paragraph tag, div tag, and then section tag. So what else can we do? So basically we can do maybe like inputs. So inputs are basically what we see in most of the websites. So if we click on the search bar, then this is the input box here. So how can we create that input box? So let us see a little quick. So what you have to do is type in input and then enter. So it will generate an input of type text. So if I save this and then refresh it, you can see here is a box appearing here. If I click on it, then I can type anything inside here. So a simple text input box is generated. So there are a couple of types of input text. If I do here, you can see input type button, checkbox, color, date, date time, local, email, file, hidden, image, month, number, and then password, radio, and then range, and then reset, and then search, and then submit, and then telephone, and then text, and then time, then URL, and then week, and many more. So let us do one by one. So this one is a button. So it's a button, you see, and then let us do another. So input column, then we have another checkbox. This is a checkbox, we can check and uncheck it here. And then other we have maybe we can do color. So we can have a color selector here, we can select color from here. and then another input we have date, so we can choose date from here, so just like this one. And then we have date time, so we can choose date, we can enter date and time here, and then after date time we have date time local, so this is a local date and time. And then we have after date and time we have email, so we can type in email here. And then we have another input type, that is file, so we can choose files from here. And then we have another input type, that is disabled or hidden, so this input type does not show but it exists. It is basically useful for generating some IDs if we want to uniquely identify the input data, and it is basically useful for in backend while we deal with backend as well. So we have input type equals emails, and then we have other things like what you can see here, you can see password, so if we type in here it shows as a password, you can see. Let me zoom in a little bit. So if I type in here, you see there is a dot 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 coming instead of the plain text, you see, so that's a password. And then we have other input tag as well, so let's see, after password we have radio button. You can see here we can check and uncheck this one. And then we have other input types as well. You can see this is a range slider in HTML, and then we have others as well. What we can see here is this one is search. If we type in here, we can see here is a little crossbar here, just like this crossbar here, so we have that one here if we type in. So these are basically the input tags that we generally use. So you can see here we have the headings, and then paragraph, and then div, and then section, and then different type of inputs. So what we can see next, so maybe you can see how to insert an image. So inserting image in HTML, so is it okay? So to insert an image in HTML we have to do img and then enter, and then it will autocomplete that, and then we have to give the path of the image. So in this case I have an image in my document itself, so what I can do is I can do dot and then slash and then image.jpg, and then save it and refresh it, and you can see the image is here. Now the image is very big, so not fitting in the page. So what we can do is we have some attributes, or you can say properties to use. So first one is height. We can do height of maybe 500 pixels. So height of maybe 500 pixels. If you do, you can see the height is adjusted. And then similarly we can do width as well, but I don't think we should do width here because it's already looking nice. And now you know how to insert an image. So here is an alt attribute, so this is what we can see if the image is not rendered. So if the image is not rendered, then this alt text will be shown instead of that. So let me type in here, this is an sample image. So this will be shown instead of the image if image is not loaded. So we have seen many tags till now, so maybe we can do now things like table, creating a table in HTML. So in order to create a table in HTML, we have to write first table, and then inside of table what we can do is tr, meaning table rows, and then inside of rows we can do table data, td. So if I type in here, say name, and then in another td I can type in roll number, and then in another td I can say like class or grade, class. And then if we copy this one, and then we can paste it here, and then instead of name we can say maybe like zone, and then instead of roll number we can say 1, and instead of class we can say 12. Then save this, and if I refresh it, and a table will be generated. You can see here a table is generated, but here's a problem. You see there is no borders, no spacing. So how can you fix that? It's so simple. So just we have to do border, and then type in maybe 2. So you can see here there's a border thing here. Let me scroll down, so you can see here there is a border. So also we can do width. So I think we can do width maybe of 100%. Yeah. So if we do width of 100, then it will span across the the document. And then likewise we can copy paste this, and then replace the data, and then we can get a nice looking table like this easily in HTML. So till now we have seen creating headings, and then creating some paragraph, and then creating development section, and then couple of input tags, and then image, and then tables. So next thing we are going to do is maybe form. So forms in HTML. So in order to create a form in HTML, what we have to do is we have to write form element, and then now we don't have any action, so we don't need to do that. And then here inside of the form, what we can do is we can have a couple of input tags. So inside input, so maybe we can take it to text only. So another, I forgot to tell you, there is another attribute that called placeholder, and inside of it I can write like enter your name here. So here you can see, so yeah, here you can see enter your name. You can see a placeholder, but if we start typing it disappears, and this is called placeholder. And reset it, and we can do other input tags also. Input type equals text, and then placeholder we can do enter your address, and refresh it, and we have another input field as well, and we can similarly have different type of input field, and there is a special input field called text area. So if you do text area, then it will generate a text box where you can have multiple number of lines. So this can be useful if we need to get comments, and if we add some fields for comments and then paras and all those things. So also we have something like button and then submit, type equals submit. So if we add this button, we can submit this data into our database by adding an action in here. So it's the tutorial of HTML, so we are not going to see how we can submit a form, but it is better to know that there is a button type of submit which submits the data. So if I refresh, here is that submit button just right here, and then also we have button type of reset. So what this does is, let me show you real quick. So let me zoom in, and then if I enter here name John, and then can say US, and then add some more text, and if we click on reset, voila, everything is gone, the form is reset. So we can add a reset button in HTML as well. So we see tables, forms, and then headings, all those things. So what are left now? So maybe what can I think of? So we have forms, tables, images, inputs, and what is left now? So let me have a quick Google search. W3 schools HTML tutorial. So what do we left here? Think it's this. No, I forgot some basic stuffs, So in HTML, if I declare a div element, so there may be multiple number of div elements in this document. So I have one here, I have one in the top, and then how can we uniquely identify them? So in order to identify them uniquely, we have an attribute that we can use in every element of HTML, that is ID. So if we do ID and then type in any ID, so for example I can say here, so header. So if I have this ID of header, then we can uniquely identify this div element by this ID. So you can say if we have to add some CSS in our web page, and then we have to target this specific div element, then what we can do is we can use this ID selector in order to do that. So but here is a drawback of ID and advantage as well at the same time. So one of the advantages of ID is that it is unique to every element. Two elements cannot have same IDs in HTML, but it is a drawback as well. So what if we want to target multiple elements by a single name? So to solve that, we have another attribute as well. So if I do div and then type in class, not here, so here. If I type in class and then I write maybe like header class, so now this one is ID and then this one is class. So the basic difference between ID and class is that ID can be used in one element only, but class can be used in multiple elements inside our HTML document. So if we want to target multiple elements, we use classes, and if we want to target a single element, we use ID. So I think that's clear. And then what do we have to see now? I think, well, oh yeah, links. So links in HTML. So what are links? So links are the elements in HTML document. If we click on it, we can redirect to another web page or maybe another section of our web page. So what we can do in order to create a link? So we have a tag that is called A or anchor tag. If I type in A, VS Code auto generates like always. So here is a href tag, and inside here we can write in the address of a website. So maybe we can go to google.com and then copy the URL and then paste in here and then write in Google. So let me refresh the document, and then if we see here is a little text here with a different color. So if I click on it, we redirect to google.com. So if we see that when I click, it opens in the same tab. What if we want to open it in another tab? So it's very simple. We can do target and then underscore and then blank. So if we do that and then click here, it will open up in a new tab. So these are the links. So here you can use anything, like anything. So you can use images, you can use divs, you can do sections, and then you can do allies and all those things. So after that, so now we know links in HTML as well. So the next thing we can do is list in HTML. So how we can create list in HTML? There are a couple of ways. So first one is UL. So UL means unordered list. So if we do this, and then we have to do li inside of UL. So and then if I hit enter and type in, this is a list element, then save it and then zoom it in, you can see there is a list with a little bullet on its left. So if I do another li, and then this is another list element. So if I refresh, you can see this is another element. So this is list that is unordered. So we have another list as well, that is OL means ordered list. So if we do li inside here and type in, this is a OL element, and then save it then you can see it is a ordered list. That means we have a number on its left. And if I do li again, and then this is second OL element, and then save it, you can see 1 and then 2. So this is a list in HTML. So till now we have seen headings, paragraphs, divs, inputs, images, and then we have seen table, and we have seen inputs, we have seen anchor tags, and we have seen list as well. So what sort of things are left here now? So okay, so I think we can do it here as well. So what we can do is, you can see here in other websites like in Google, there is a little icon in its tab menu. So but in our website it's not there. How can we get one? So in order to get one, what we have to do is we have to get an icon first. So what I can do is sample Favicon. So and then in the images, what I can do is open image in new tab and then copy. So what is the copy image address? So I don't want to download it for now, so I'm using just we have to type in link : favicon, and inside of this href we have to paste in the path of the image. Oh god, what is this? This is so long path. Let me do another. So maybe this one. Oops. I don't think we can get one favicon here with a short link. Copy image address. Oops. Let me do one thing, I can just save it. Where is that? Where is our folder? Programming. Where is the HTML tutorial? HTML tutorial, and then download.png. Okay, so we downloaded that, and inside of it we can write /href equals / and then download.png. Now if we refresh our page, voila, we have a favicon here. So this is just easy. This is easy. So maybe you are thinking that web development is a lot harder work. Yeah, it is hard, but if we take time and then if we learn the concepts, then it is not that hard. So you can see here we built websites that is definitely not the best looking, so but we have something. So something is better than nothing, you know. So we have some headings here, and we have some paragraphs, and we have some inputs, a lot of inputs, you see. And then we have an image, we have a table, and then we have a input, that is form, and then we have, you know, like this link, and then we have list, and there is two types of list. And what other things can we do? So also we saw comments, and we saw the basic structure of HTML. So I think this is it for this video. So in the next video, what we are going to do, so we are going to learn CSS. So what can we do with CSS? A lot of things. So stay tuned for that. And if you like this video, then hit that like button and then leave a sweet comment about this video. And also, if you consider subscribing, it will be better because you will get notifications of my videos as soon as I post them. And when I was looking at the analytics of my video, or analytics of my channel, I have seen that almost 90% of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel. So consider subscribing. Click that red button and make it gray. So hope you like this video and learn some basic concept of HTML. So if that's the case, just like this video and we'll meet you in the next one.